Okay, here's another very common one. The core members' allowances are hardly paid as at when due.
That's a very interesting one.
As at when due.
Yes, you hear everybody saying as at when due, as at when due, as at when due. But it's not correct. It's as and when due. You know, when you use when, you are saying at when. Is it not clumsy? It doesn't flow. So when is already indicating timing, and so you don't need to put at there. As and when due.
Almost everybody says that.
That's what everybody.
As at when due in Nigeria. It's like Nigerianized.
It's not a Nigerian problem.
I'll pay you as at when due.
No, it's not correct. It's as and when due. So that's the way to write it correctly. Yeah.
Okay, here's
and as I said, these things happen at such rarefied levels, and that's what makes it significant that we must highlight it so that people can see it's not correct. Because if you work in the civil service and your permanent secretary writes that and you write something different, you might be in trouble, whereas your palm sec is wrong. But if you know, then you can justify it to the palm sec and let him. Yeah.
The president is doing his utmost best. That's also very common.
Is that very common? You see, this is verbosity, sheer verbosity that is saying more than enough, saying more than what is required. The moment you say he's doing his utmost, that is it.
Utmost is utmost.
Utmost is utmost.
There can't be more than utmost.
Exactly. There cannot be, you can't be more superior. You can, so it's something like that.
And best is best.
Best is best.
There's no...
Exactly. So at times people put intensifiers before best. They say very best. Very, which is an intensifier there, is not necessary. He's doing his best. He's doing his utmost. You cannot say he's doing his very utmost. It's not required.
Let's take a final example here.
Okay.
A corporate responsibility forum celebrates first year anniversary. Corporate responsibility forum celebrates first year anniversary.
Yeah, the redundancy there is year. You can combine year and anniversary. You know, anniversary is from anno, which means year. So first anniversary, second anniversary. You cannot say second year anniversary because in anniversary, year is already implied. So first anniversary, second anniversary, third anniversary, that's the way it runs. And before you wrap it up, there are certain things, let me quickly highlight it, which are very, very common too. You hear people say advocate for, request for, demand for, solicit for, seek for, deny of. All these verbs don't go with those prepositions at all. You advocate a cause, but you can do advocacy for something, which is different. That's different usage because advocacy is a noun. But if you're using that word advocate as a verb, you cannot say advocate for. You advocate something. You deny somebody something. I don't deny Kunle of anything. I deny Kunle his rights. You request your due, your entitlement. You demand your entitlement. You don't demand for. You don't demand more. But you can make a demand for your entitlement. So these things, they need to be
So maybe I don't understand English after all.
No, you understand English. You know, it's just a matter of taking extra care to look at how these things are used. When you read well-written books, look at how these things are used there. Then you see the difference.
Interesting stuff and extremely important.
Right.
For writers, for everybody.
Exactly.
Thank you, sir. Well done. Pop errors in English. Writers, beware. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Kunle.
Thank you.
God bless. Yeah.
You can see that mastering the English language means mastering technicalities of the language. I hope you enjoyed that chat with Prince Segun Omolayo. Did you ever watch the movie titled Still Alice? It's a 2014 American drama film that featured superstar actors Alec Baldwin and Julianne Moore, who won an Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in the movie. The movie is based on a 2007 best-selling novel of the same title. It's about a linguistics professor diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease shortly after her 50th birthday. The professor's memory gradually fades. She becomes unable to give focused lectures, loses her job, and becomes suicidal. It's a touching story that moved millions of people around the world who either read the book or watched the movie. The writer of Still Alice is Lisa Genova, an American neuroscientist and best-selling author whose books have been translated to over 40 languages. We met Lisa recently and got her to talk a bit about her writing.
Well, my background is in neuroscience. I used to do brain research, and then my grandmother had Alzheimer's. And I read everything I could read about the disease to try to better understand it so that we could better take care of her. And I learned a lot of good information, especially about caregiving, but I didn't get an answer to the question of what does it feel like to have this from her point of view. And that was what was really missing for me, is that empathy, the being able to feel with her so that I could stay connected to her. So I realized everything I was reading was from the point of view of an outsider looking in. So I was reading scientific research papers by scientists and medical journals by clinicians and caregiver support group leaders and caregivers, but nothing from the point of view of the person who has it. And I recognized, being a lifelong reader, that fiction is a place where we can explore empathy and walk in someone else's shoes. So I made this leap from science to fiction, and I now write stories about people living with neurological diseases and disorders who tend to be ignored, feared, or misunderstood, in an attempt for us to really understand and get to empathy. Well, I'm so grateful and so appreciative and so blessed that those actors and everyone involved in that film brought their best selves to that project. They did a magnificent job, and I was just telling you, it could have been a complete train wreck. I could have been embarrassed of it and told everyone I know not to go see it. I'm very proud of that film. And that said, it's different than the book. So what you can show in 90 minutes up on a screen is different than what you can accomplish in 300 pages, where someone might have the chance to read it over the course of many days and really understand what all of the characters are thinking and feeling. There's just more detail and more scenes that couldn't make it onto the screen. Some were edited out, some were never written to the script. But it's very true to the emotional experience and the journey of the book. They were very authentic to the story.
To round up today, let's take a reading by Nigerian-German novelist Olumide Popola. Enjoy this.
Hi, I'm Olumide Popola. I'm the author of When We Speak of Nothing, that's just been published by Cassava Republic Press. And I'm going to read from the first chapter, page 7. It is easy to be outnumbered when you are lost in your tracks. Keep close to the source. If not for Abu flicking his head back every so often, waiting a split sec, full-on profile, to make sure Carl was keeping track, it would have been impossible to tell them apart. Those two, like twins. The funny thing, Abu's parents already had twins, and they were sweet but annoying 7 years old. It was almost as if Abu had needed to find his own match, so he had someone to leave the house with. Even funnier, his mother and later the dad accepted Carl as the brother from another mother, meaning Carl was in and out of the house like trains out of St. Pancras Station. More in than out, actually. And to bring that funny ha ha ha, what coincidence thing home, they even looked alike. Carl's face a tad longer, shoulders narrower, hair cropped, eyes much more dreamy. Both their lips full, in a different way, but still. If you thought it said the works, you'd say, damn, those are some alike-looking teenagers. Their friendship must have rubbed onto their bodies, accepting that they were a pair in tandem, teamwork. That day, the way that white stuff poured from the sky had made them go out. Not that it was rare or anything. and they slid and slipped across the streets, trying to chase each other, no snowballs buzzing. The way drizzled down, now that was movie classic. It was all very ha-ha, so much fun, yeah, day full, but too cold, wagwan with the season, and bang, a whole load straight into the face.
This is where we have to end the show today. As always, please send us your comments, questions, or feedback through any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. I am Olakunle Kasumo. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.